You would be surprised, when people think of drug traffickers and money launderers, they think, just, your Pablo Escobars, just flashy guys who are just there to show with fancy cars, fancy houses, but these guys were actually educated individuals.
Can you describe the kind of guys that you were dealing with? What did they look like? How did they behave?
The two heads of the cartels were older. They've been in the drug business for a long time, but their workers, their underlings were relatively young individuals. I was surprised by that.
Did any of them have wives and families that they would sort of leave behind in the morning and go home to at the end of the day?
It's funny you say that because these guys, they consider this a job. This is, their profession. They woke up every day, 8 in the morning, went out, and, their families thought they were going to their regular job from 8 to 5. That was their schedule. Their offices were like in coffee shops or, they would just bounce around. And they would just communicate with other cartel members, set up deals, and 5 o'clock it was time to go home. They lived in small apartments, didn't really drive. They took cabs everywhere and walked. They didn't like using cell phones just because it was a danger to them of being intercepted. So email was their preference in communicating with the other cartel members. But they were just, low-key guys, older, just like the Godfather.
What were the tactics that they used to avoid detection?
Well, they had a sophisticated, a systematic mechanism of communication, such as, they had codes for every phone number they had, where, just one person controlled 10 phones. And they would say call number 1, call number 2, depending on the instructions. But, the systems they had, the emails, accounts they had were overwhelming. I mean, their method to communicate was, they use a lot of email. Phones, emails, that's about it. And, a lot of BlackBerry communication.